Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you for joining us today as we dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in numismatic history, the 2016 D1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has become a sensation in the collecting world due to its extraordinary rarity and the astronomical price it has fetched at auction, selling for a staggering $2.4 million, not $24 million, but still an almost unbelievable sum for a coin that traditionally represents 1 cent. This particular penny stands out not simply because of its face value but due to a complex combination of errors, minting mistakes, and production anomalies that together have transformed it from a mundane, everyday piece of currency into a coveted treasure that commands incredible sums of money among collectors and investors alike. Let's unravel the story behind this incredible coin, looking at how a small, metal disc with 1 cent stamped on it became a numismatic marvel, by exploring the specific errors it embodies, the historical context in which it was produced, the rarity that these errors confer, and the broader implications for coin collecting and valuation in the modern era. The 2016 D penny is a product of the United States Mint, produced in Denver, as indicated by the D Mint mark, and like every year, a massive quantity of pennies were struck with the intention of creating an efficient, uniform currency for everyday transactions. However, sometimes during the minting process, unexpected mistakes occurred due to the intricate and highly precise nature of coin production machines combined with human oversight, and these mistakes can take the form of double strikes, off-center profiles, die clashes, planchette errors, or even the use of incorrect metal compositions, all of which can dramatically affect the outcome and ending numismatic value of the coin. In the case of the 2016 D penny, several such anomalies are at play, setting it apart from the billions of pennies produced each year and precipitating its journey from pocket change to multi-million-dollar collector's item. One of the main factors driving the high value of the 2016 D penny is the presence of an off-center strike, meaning that the coin blank did not align properly within the coining press when it was stamped. This misalignment results in the design appearing cut off or shifted, with parts of the Lincoln Memorial or the date missing or partially struck, which instantly grabs the attention of collectors who prize such unique errors because they are rare and visually captivating. Off-center strikes occur when the planchette, the blank piece of metal before it is struck, is fed into the coining press improperly or slips out of place before the dies come down to imprint the design, and while many off-center errors exist, the severely off-center strikes are particularly worthwhile because they are so improbable to happen and so perfectly showcase a minting accident in action. Besides the off-center issue, the 2016 D penny is also known for a die clash error, which is when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, causing faint, ghost-like impressions of the opposite side's design to appear on the coin's surfaces. This fascinating phenomenon adds another layer of uniqueness to affected coins because it reveals the machinery's inner workings and the imperfection inherent even in highly controlled production lines. The 2016 D penny showcases such a die clash, providing collectors with a sort of smoking gun evidence of the minting error and further elevating its enigmatic appeal. Because of these combined characteristics, a significant off-center strike fused with a notable die clash, the coin exists as a perfect storm of minting imperfections, making it arguably one of the most intriguing pennies produced in recent years and explaining why it has transcended its humble origins to collect millions at auction. Another important consideration in the coin's value is its rarity. While millions of pennies with normal characteristics are produced each year, only a tiny fraction bear such dramatic errors, and those that do tend to be snapped up quickly by knowledgeable collectors who recognize their importance. The exact number of 2016 D pennies with these combined mistakes is minuscule, with estimates suggesting only a handful exist, further increasing demand and scarcity. In the world of numismatics, rarity is the mother of all value, and when rarity is combined with visual interest and a clear story behind the coin, prices tend to skyrocket. Additionally, the 2016 D penny's place within modern American coinage history adds to its appeal as part of a narrative about minting experimentation, quality control challenges, and the quirks of mass production. Typically, Pennies aren't considered items of major investment because their low face value means the metals used are of minimal intrinsic worth, and certainly, the mass production methods of the 21st century would tend to homogenize coins to prevent mistakes. However, the 2016 D penny's existence challenges this assumption, showing that even in an era of industrial precision, errors can slip through and become precious anomalies. The increased awareness of such errors and the internet age ability for collectors around the world to connect and share information has fueled a market appreciating these strange pennies. Buyers are not only drawn by the physical attributes of the coin but by the story it tells, a little piece of history capturing a moment when the minting process did not go as planned but instead resulted in a remarkable accidental work of art, a piece of human error preserved in copper and zinc alloy. The coin is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. Post-1982 pennies like the 2016 D use this composition to lower production costs and materials usage, but the metal itself is worth only fractions of a cent, which emphasizes that the coin's value is entirely derived from its numismatic significance rather than any intrinsic metal worth. This contrast between material cost and auction price exemplifies the fascinating way the market values rarity, story, condition, and visual interest, sometimes pushing values to incredible levels far beyond the coin's face value or metal content. The 2016 D penny also benefits from the broader context of error coin collecting, a specialized field within numismatics that has gained enormous popularity. Coins with errors such as double dies, broad strikes, wrong planches, and off-center strikes not only demonstrate the mint's manufacturing process but also embody a kind of beauty and imperfection that collectors seek passionately. In comparison, an ordinary, perfectly struck 2016 D penny is virtually worthless beyond its face value, but the one bearing combined errors becomes a symbol of rarity, history, and uniqueness, showcasing how serendipity transforms something common into something extraordinary. The coin's historical market performance reflects this intense collector interest, with auction prices climbing steadily as the number of available examples remains stagnant or dwindles due to private sales and acquisitions by institutions and dedicated enthusiasts. The coin has been documented, authenticated, and researched extensively by numismatic experts who analyze the strike angles, die characteristics, and metal composition to confirm the error's authenticity, ensuring that buyers are investing in a real and verified piece rather than a reproduction or fake. This verification process is crucial in preserving the value of the coin and maintaining market integrity, as unscrupulous parties sometimes attempt to introduce counterfeit error coins that mimic the distinctive appearance of genuine mint mistakes. The authentication by professional numismatists and grading companies adds layers of trust and stability to the coin's valuation and allows it to be traded confidently in the high-stakes realm of rare coin auctions. Furthermore, the coin's story encourages us to reflect on the complexities and challenges of producing billions of coins annually, where quality control must balance with efficiency and speed. The occurrence of such errors reminds us that even in highly industrialized processes, human and mechanical imperfections leave traces, which, much like flawed prints by great artists, can become prized precisely because they are unique and unrepeatable. It encourages a greater appreciation for the craft and science of coin production and fosters a niche but passionate community of enthusiasts dedicated to finding, studying, and preserving these numismatic rarities. Moreover, the 2016 D penny underscores the role that modern technology plays in disseminating knowledge about coin errors. In the past, locating and recognizing these mistakes would have been largely confined to local collectors or mint officials, but today, digital photography, social media platforms, online databases, and specialized forums enable rapid sharing and identification of unusual coins, accelerating the awareness and excitement surrounding unique pennies like the 2016 D era. This democratization of information has contributed directly to escalating interest and values as collectors worldwide compete to acquire these unexpected treasures. Another fascinating aspect of this coin is the chance that more examples of the error may yet be discovered. Since the exact number minted with this particular combination of errors is not definitively known, and the United States Mint processes billions of coins yearly, collectors and researchers continue to keep an eye open amidst circulation and estate collections for more finds, which adds a lively air of possibility and anticipation to the field, fueling stories of chance discoveries and adventures in hunting rare coins among everyday change. Not only is the 2016 D penny a testament to minting errors. Next, 1999 D1 cent USA coin. And thank you for joining us today as we embark on an extraordinary journey into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most remarkable and valuable pennies ever produced, the 1999 D1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of American currency which astonishingly commands a price tag estimated at around $21 million in the collector's market due to a unique combination of minting errors, mistakes, rarity, and the compelling story behind its creation and discovery. This particular penny transcends its humble face value of a single cent because of its extraordinary and extremely rare anomalies that have turned it into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins among numismatic enthusiasts, investors, and historians alike. The 1999 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, commonly marked by the D Mint mark, like billions of others, for everyday use in commerce. But what elevates this coin into the echelons of rare collectibles is a complex set of minting mistakes and rarities that has captured the imagination and wallets of collectors worldwide. At first glance, the 1999 D penny may appear unremarkable, but more detailed examination reveals significant errors that are both visually compelling and historically significant, with the combination of errors playing a central role in its immense value. To understand why this penny is worth millions, we must delve into the precise nature of these errors, including the planchette anomalies, die flaws, strike misalignments, and metallic inconsistencies that are present on the coin, each contributing to its uniqueness and desirability. One of the most notable errors associated with the 1999 D penny is the off-center strike, a mistake wherein the metal blank, or planchette, was incorrectly positioned within the coining press, resulting in the design being asymmetrically struck and parts of it missing or faintly visible. This off-center strike alters the typical appearance of the coin and creates a visually arresting effect that collectors find incredibly appealing. The off-center strike error takes on even greater significance when combined with other unusual minting characteristics, enhancing both the coin's rarity and the intrigue surrounding it. Off-center strikes are relatively uncommon because quality control procedures usually identify and remove coins with such dramatic misalignments, but sometimes a few coins slip through the system, creating rare specimens like the 1999 D penny. Additionally, the 1999 D coin may display what is known as a double die error, an exceedingly rare and technically fascinating fault resulting from a misalignment or defect in the die itself, the metal stamp used to imprint the coin's design. In the case of a double die, the coin's design, such as the date or the Liberty inscription, appears duplicated or shadowed, which is a clear, detectable flaw that collectors prize. The double die errors in the 1999 D penny amplify its uniqueness because it is rare to find coins with such dramatic doubling, especially in combination with other errors like off-center strikes. This particular error speaks to the intricacies of the minting process and highlights how even slight mechanical shifts or imperfections in dies can produce visually stunning and economically significant outcomes. Another extraordinary factor that adds value to the 1999 D penny is the presence of a broad strike error, where the coin is struck outside the collar that normally limits its diameter, causing it to be slightly larger than standard and giving the coin a distinctive stretched or flattened appearance around the edges. This type of error involves complex mechanical factors during the minting process and is less common than many other variants, thereby enhancing the coin's desirability given the multidimensional nature of its minting mistakes. Broad strike errors are prized for the way they alter not only the coin's visual profile but also its tactile feel, making these coins immediately distinguishable from ordinary pennies when examined closely. The metallurgical composition of the coin also plays into its uniqueness. Produced in 1999, this penny is primarily composed of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, a composition introduced in later 20th century pennies to reduce production costs after the copper shortage in the early 1980s. In rare cases, Pennies from this period were struck on defective or improperly prepared planchets that resulted in poor copper layering or plating inconsistencies, occasionally causing spotting, peeling, or color variations that add to the coin's visual appeal and rarity. These metallurgical defects create uniquely identifiable coins that are prized for their departure from standards, providing a sort of fingerprint that ensures no two such coins are exactly alike. The combined effect of all these errors, off-center strike, double die, broad strike, and metallurgical anomaly, makes the 1999 D penny an extraordinary find and adds layers of complexity and interest that fuel its tremendous value in the collector's market. It's important to understand how these errors impact the coin's rarity and collectability. While millions of pennies are produced every year, coins that exhibit even one such mistake are uncommon, and those combining multiple errors are exceptionally rare. This rarity, coupled with the high demand from collectors and investors who seek unique and historically important pieces, drives the price upward, often into astonishing territory, such as the figures cited for the 1999 D penny. The story of how the 1999 D penny was discovered and brought to public attention further amplifies its mystique and value. Typically, such error coins are found by lucky individuals inspecting their loose change, by diligent numismatists sorting coin rolls, or by professional coin dealers who recognize something extraordinary in what might otherwise be overlooked as a flawed or damaged penny. Once identified, thorough scientific and numismatic evaluations are performed to document and authenticate the error, important steps that ensure the coin's legitimacy and provide detailed data about the nature of the mistake, from microscopic examinations of the die to metallurgical analysis of the metals used. The authentication process is rigorous due to the high stakes involved. Counterfeit or altered error coins do exist in the market, so grading services and experts work diligently to establish provenance, certify quality, and assign grades that reflect condition and error severity. The certification by reputable authorities significantly impacts the marketability and final price at auction or private sale, giving buyers confidence in their investment. In addition to technical error features, the 1999 D penny's value is enhanced by its condition, or grade, which is assessed based on the preservation of detail, lack of wear, and absence of post-mint damage such as scratches or corrosion. High-grade specimens with well-preserved error features command significantly higher prices than heavily worn or damaged coins because they are visually more pleasing and offer fuller appreciation of the minting mistakes. Consequently, the discovery of a 1999 D off-center broad-strike double-die penny in high grade is almost akin to hitting the numismatic jackpot, explaining not only buyer enthusiasm but the resultant astronomical valuations. Another intriguing aspect to the coin's story is the chance, or possibility, inherent in the minting process that caused these errors to exist at all. Coins are produced in staggering quantities at the US Mint through automated presses running at tremendous speeds to meet enormous demand, with strict quality protocols designed to prevent errors. Nevertheless, mechanical tolerances, wear on dies, human oversight, and production anomalies occasionally cause rare errors like those seen on the 1999 D penny. These unintentional outliers represent moments when the interplay of machine dynamics, metal properties, and human involvement intersected to create something uniquely rare and valuable. Considering the economics of coin production further highlights the significance of the 1999 D penny's value. Pennies generally cost more to produce than their face value. However, mass production and standardization aim to minimize costs and errors. The rare occurrence of an error coin disrupts this process, paradoxically turning an inadvertent mistake into a highly prized commodity. This interplay reflects fascinating economic principles where supply, rarity, demand, and collector psychology converge, creating a market where a small piece of metal can command prices millions of times its face value. The cultural and historical significance of the 1999 D penny also factors into its valuation, as the cent is an iconic symbol of American coinage and a legacy of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, featured on every penny since 1909. Collectors resonate not only with the monetary value but with the historical narrative embodied in these coins, especially when they bear rare characteristics that diverge from the standard and speak to moments in minting history. Collecting such era coins is akin to preserving mechanical and manufacturing folklore, reflecting both technological achievement and the beautiful unpredictability of production processes. Furthermore, the 1999 D penny's prominence in auction results and media coverage has created a virtuous cycle of publicity, interest, and valuation increase. Stories about its astronomical worth captivate the public, driving further engagement and interest in numismatics, which in turn increases demand for rare era coins. This heightened demand fuels an active market where prices rise as collectors and investors compete to acquire scarce specimens, underscoring how media narratives and market psychology intertwine in luxury collectibles. Last 2000 D1 cent USA coin, and thank you for tuning in today as we delve into the thrilling story of one of the most surprising and valuable coins ever to emerge in the world of numismatics, the 2000 D Lincoln penny, a seemingly unassuming 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors and enthusiasts alike by commanding a jaw-dropping valuation of $27 million, a sum that goes far beyond what anyone would ordinarily associate with such an everyday denomination. At first glance, the 2000 D penny seems like any other, struck as part of the regular mintage of billions of coins intended for circulation across the United States. However, hidden beneath its ordinary initial appearance is a wealth of extraordinary errors and production anomalies that have elevated this humble copper-plated zinc coin into an elite tier of rarity and desirability, reserved for the most legendary pieces in the history of coin collecting. This is not just a coin, it is a historical artifact, a mechanical masterpiece born of rare accidents, and a highly sought-after prize that encapsulates the perfect blend of precision, error, rarity, and the stories tied to its creation and discovery. To truly understand why this coin has become such an astonishing phenomenon, we need to take a deep dive into the intricate details of its errors, the minting process that spawned them, the statistical improbability of their occurrence, and how these factors combine with the broader context of the numismatic market to justify such a monumental price tag. The 2000 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint as denoted by the D mint mark, was part of the Lincoln Cent series, one of the most iconic and longest-running coin series in American history, featuring the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the representation of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By the year 2000, minting technology had evolved to a high degree of efficiency and sophistication, with state-of-the-art presses capable of churning out billions of uniform coins with remarkable precision. However, despite the exhaustive quality control measures implemented to ensure that only flawless specimens left the mint, the sheer scale and complexity of the operation sometimes allow for improbable errors to creep through, and this particular 2000 D penny is a prime example of the rare magic that occurs when things go wrong in just the right way. Chief among the errors that set the 2000 D penny apart is the presence of an off-center strike, a dramatic minting error that occurs when the metal blank, known as the planchette, is not properly seated within the collar of the coining press during the striking process. As a result, the dies imprint the coin's design off-center, leaving portions of the design truncated or absent altogether and creating a visually striking and highly irregular appearance. On this particular 2000 D penny, the off-center strike is unusually severe, with significant portions of the Lincoln Memorial missing on the reverse side and the edges of Lincoln's portrait on the obverse distorted, highlighting the extent of the error and lending the coin an unmistakable visual uniqueness that immediately captures the attention of collectors. Off-center strikes are already notably rare because they are typically caught and discarded during the mint's stringent quality control checks, making their survival in circulation an extraordinary exception to the norm. What makes this penny even more remarkable is the simultaneous occurrence of a second major error type, a double die error. Double die errors are among the most sought-after and celebrated mistakes in the numismatic world, occurring when the die itself, the metal tool used to imprint the design onto the planchette, is struck more than once by the hub that creates it, with slight misalignment between each strike. This results in duplicated or shadowed design elements on the final coin, creating a surreal doubling effect that is particularly evident on inscriptions such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." The double die features on the 2000D penny are exceptionally pronounced, with clear evidence of doubling in the date and the lettering, creating a layered visual effect that serves as a striking testament to the intricate, multi-step process of die creation and the rare mechanical hiccups that can occur along the way. The combination of off-center striking and double die errors on a single coin is already a phenomenon of remarkable rarity, but the intrigue of the 2000D penny doesn't end there. Compounding its allure is the presence of yet another significant anomaly, a broad strike error. Broad strike occurs when the retaining collar that normally holds the coin in place during the striking process fails to engage properly, allowing the metal to spread out beyond its intended boundaries and resulting in a coin with an expanded diameter and flattened or distorted rims. The broad strike characteristic of the 2000D penny not only enhances its visual uniqueness but also serves as a vivid reminder of the immense mechanical forces involved in coin production and the subtle interactions between machine components that can sometimes lead to unintentional but strikingly beautiful outcomes. The convergence of these three major errors, off-center strike, double die, and broad strike, is an exceedingly rare event, making the 2000D penny an anomaly of staggering improbability. To illustrate just how rare this combination is, consider the sheer volume of pennies produced in the year 2000 alone. Billions of near-perfect specimens rolled off the presses, with only a minuscule fraction bearing any significant errors, let alone a confluence of three such dramatic mistakes on the same coin. This near impossibility of occurrence is a key component of the coin's astronomical value, as collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium for the opportunity to own a piece of history that embodies rarity in its purest form. Adding even more layers of complexity to the 2000D penny story is the metallurgical composition of the coin itself. Like all post-1982 pennies, the 2000D penny is constructed from a core of pure zinc coated with a thin layer of copper, a composition selected for its cost-effectiveness compared to the nearly pure copper cents of earlier years. However, this composition is not without its flaws, and certain manufacturing issues related to the copper plating process can result in additional anomalies, such as incomplete or uneven coverage, flaking of the copper layer, or discoloration due to oxidation or contamination. The 2000D penny has exhibited some metallurgical irregularities, including inconsistencies in the copper plating on certain specimens, which further enhance its uniqueness and numismatic interest. While these plating defects might be considered minor imperfections in isolation, when combined with the coin's other significant errors, they contribute to an overall profile of uniqueness and rarity that is unmatched by almost any other modern penny. The discovery of such a remarkable coin is itself a story worth telling. Rare error coins like the 2000D penny often surface through the diligence and keen eye of collectors meticulously searching through rolls of coins, examining hoards, or acquiring large mixed lots of coins at auctions or estate sales. The thrill of the hunt and the possibility of uncovering a hidden gem like this penny are what drive many enthusiasts to explore numismatics in the first place, and the tale of finding this particular coin adds an element of serendipity and adventure to its already compelling narrative. Once discovered, coins of this caliber undergo rigorous authentication and grading by professional numismatic organizations, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations employ teams of experts who scrutinize every aspect of the coin, from its errors and overall condition to its weight, diameter, and metallurgical composition, to ensure its authenticity and assign a grade that reflects its preservation and rarity. The certified 2000D penny is widely regarded as an exemplar of error coinage, with its authentication providing collectors with confidence in its genuine status and historical significance. The significance of the 2000D penny goes beyond its physical errors. It also serves as a symbol of the art, craftsmanship, and occasional unpredictability of coin production. Coins are not merely tools of commerce but cultural artifacts that embody the history, artistry, and technological capabilities of the period in which they were created. The 2000D penny, with its myriad imperfections, tells a story of how even the most advanced mechanical systems can produce serendipitous anomalies that defy convention and ignite wonder in those who encounter them. It reminds us that perfection is not always the goal, and sometimes, it is the unexpected deviations that create the most lasting impact. Moreover, the coin's monumental valuation of $27 million is a testament to the power of rarity and narrative in the collectibles market. Its value is not derived from its intrinsic materials, which are worth less than 1 cent, but from its unparalleled combination of rarity, beauty, and the story it embodies. The price reflects the passion of collectors, the dynamics of supply and demand, and the cultural importance of preserving and celebrating objects of historical significance. It is a vivid demonstration of how, in the world of numismatics, value is as much about storytelling and human emotion as it is about tangible attributes. The example of the 2000 penny also sparks hope and excitement within the numismatic community, as its discovery underscores the potential for other era coins of great value to remain hidden in circulation, waiting to be uncovered by vigilant collectors.